Hi, I'm Rictor Rant, here with a new installment, or, well, a new series called Rictor Rants. Now, let's jump right into my topic today. Time travel. First, is it possible? Well, I read a scientific article, like a year or so back, well, more than a year or so, probably around ninth, maybe 8th grade, talking about, time travel. They said that if we launched a rocket straight up, we might be able to do it, but it would take, I think, maybe $1 trillion or so worth of rocket fuel, and we could only go about an hour into the future. So, possible? Maybe. Practical? No. Secondly, how does it work? First, there'd be a lot of paradoxes. Paradoxes are problems that you can create in the past that can't be solved. Such as, I don't know, going back and murdering your grandfather. That creates a paradox of you not existing. Thus, you don't exist for you to go back in time to kill your grandfather. Thus, your grandfather's alive, but at the same time, you went back in time and killed him. Thus, he's dead, and you don't exist to go back in time to kill him. And that's kind of how the paradox goes over and over again. Which is bad, because paradoxes, depending on how bad they are, can destroy the universe. Some paradoxes are called infinite loops. They're repeating paradoxes that go on and on and on and on and on forever. And it would take, I don't know, I guess, someone newly added to the paradox in order to get rid of it. But I don't know how that would happen since it's an infinite loop. So in order to add someone new into it, they would already have known about the infinite loop. And of course, it's an infinite loop, so you'd have to find some way to make someone know the infinite loop. Technically, you'd have to keep being involved in the infinite loop, maybe. I'm still trying to work that one out. Anyways, paradoxes could range from just being that little infinite loop that could go on and on forever until someone breaks it, to you killing your own grandfather, thus creating the problem of you never going back and killing your grandfather, or thus he exists for you to go back and kill, even though after that you don't exist to kill him, paradox, which can pretty much destroy the universe depending on how bad it gets. Also, there's a thing about the whole time-space continuum. You don't want to rip it a new one. Believe me, you could, well, you might not destroy the entire time and space concept, but you probably would, well, punch a really big hole in the fabric of time and space. Also, there's a problem of finding some way to move through time and space at the same time, kind of like Doctor Who's machine that moves through time and space. And I don't like saying time and space this much, but it has to be said. Let's say you build a time machine. It is completely motionless, and you will stay in that one spot while it travels through time with you. The problem is that you and the time machine would be in the future, but you would never have moved, which is a big problem because the Earth is always moving, along with the solar system and the galaxy. They're moving at very, very high speed, so going even into a second in the future, you would be out in the middle of space, suffocating slowly, actually very quickly. And you would burn and freeze at the same time because you'd feel all the sun's heat, while at the same time feeling the cold emptiness of the void. Not a pleasant death. Oh yeah, also your head would explode. Because of the vacuum. So, yeah. You'd have to find some way to, make it to where the time machine would stick to the Earth even though it was moving. Like, say, the time machine froze time around you, or at least slowed it down, to where you see everything really, really, really fast motion, but you don't age. That would probably be the only way to do it, or make an anchor or something, so that way when you did time travel, you would be put back on the Earth no matter what. Ah, boy, what else are problems with time travel? Sorry about the background noise. Boy. Let me think. I think there would also be a problem with practicality of the machine, like, you can't make an entire building devoted to time travel, because if you had an entire building devoted to time traveling, then what if, the building disappeared while it time traveled for, say 100 years, and it decided, oh, well, it sunk to the ground, or it exploded, so, automatically, they decided to build something on top of it. Well, when you hit 100 years into the future, your time-traveling building would be in whatever they decide to build where your time-traveling building used to be. And because one of the laws of physics is two objects not exist in the same space at the same time, that means, well, either A, you would create a paradox and rip the rip the universe a new one, or B, wait, A, you rip the universe a new one, B, you would, both buildings would be destroyed, not like poof, vanish in the thin air destroyed, I mean, destroyed as in explode, or C, none of the above, and you could just not be able to time travel there. But I highly doubt that'd be the case, because time travel is kind of iffy. You can't predict the future, so you can't really stop it. Yeah, kind of morbid when you think about it. Let's see here. What else? I'm trying to think here. Kind of ironic, seeing as how I was actually recording, and suddenly now I have to go back and recording because I forgot to hit record. In terms of practicality when it comes to time travel, you have to really think, what is my time machine going to be? What's it going to do? How's it going to travel through time? Is it going to be able to travel just forward, or going to be able to go backwards too? If it's able to go backwards, then you have to plot out where the Earth was. If you don't have like anything pulling you towards the Earth, or heaven forbid you don't know where the Earth is going to be, and you're going to have an exact topographic map of absolutely every building and everything hang on the entire era that you're time traveling to. Otherwise, you'd have another building paradox, like let's say you time traveled and suddenly your time machine was part of a dog. It would kill the dog, and your time machine would probably break as well. Also, your time machine, well, you gotta think, how's it really gonna work? Is it gonna be one that just goes forward, where you pull a lever and a bubble like appears around you, that kind of slows down time to a very, very slow crawl, like 1 second for you is a millennium for the outside world, or whatever, so that way you can only travel forward in time, and please ignore my niece screaming in the background, she's only like 9 months. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you'd have to really plot that out and think, well, if it slows down time around you, how slow is it going to slow down time? Like, you don't want to age while you're time traveling, so you want to at least make like 1 minute for you be maybe 10 years in real life, or maybe 50 years. You don't want to travel too fast, you might overshoot the Earth. That sounded pretty stupid, but still. And I guess if you had something tying you to the Earth, then while you time traveled, the chains would hold you. If you chose the bubble technique, or you could try to do the Doctor Who thing, where it just kind of shoots through time without a care, and just lands where you want to be, when you want to be, and how. Actually, not how you want to be. That's kind of stupid. But still, you have to kind of think all this stuff out ahead of time. On top of that, you have to really worry about the whole paradox thing. You have to make sure your time machine is, I don't know, maybe invisible when you time travel, so people don't go, hey, why is that guy in there not moving, or breathing, or talking, or eating, and he seems to be very slow. Maybe I should try to go in there, and then they try going in there, and their arm ages to dust. And they start squirting blood everywhere, and then suddenly military's trying to kill you. I know I had one more oh yeah, alternate timelines. They are possible, but in your alternate timeline, you have to make sure that you're still time traveling. Otherwise, you have the whole kill your own grandpa paradox. Anywho, when you're wondering about the kill your own grandpa paradox, just rewind in this video or something, I don't know, I'm not saying it again. And, of course, you would have to, you'd have to do something that'd make an alternate timeline. Not marry the woman you're gonna marry, or maybe kill one of your worst enemies. Not sure. Or, the whole alternate timeline thing. I'm still kinda sketchy on that. And when you did go there, yourself that time traveled, when you two converged on the point where you both returned, or you just returned, would you combine with the person you are or are going to be in the alternate timeline? That question is two things. One, you get older memories. And your minds would combine into one, giving you both memories, but seeing as how human minds are kind of delicate, I doubt that'd be the case, because you'd probably either go A, insane, or B, take your own life because you think you're going crazy, or you have gone crazy. Or your mind, that time travel, could overshadow yourself completely. That, or you and your alternate timeline self, because you both time traveled, switch off at alternate timelines, and they go in your time, and you stay in theirs. And, That's not actually that complex. That's really an easy one. Who knew? Anyways, so actually this next one's probably gonna be like the last part I'm gonna do for this. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, touching yourself in the past. I'm gonna ignore how that sounded. Anyways, so let's say you try and time travel back in the past, and you see yourself, let's say when you're 12 and you're about maybe 14, you run up to yourself and put your hand really quickly on your shoulder. There are one or two things going to happen. A, absolutely nothing happens, or B, you cause a paradox that destroys the entire universe because there are two things existing at the same time in the same place with the same exact matter composition, causing the universe to go, "No, what, screw it, I quit," and explode. Or maybe even C, your past self can't comprehend the fact that you're from the future, and he dies because, well, or he goes insane and get locked up in an asylum where he couldn't time travel back in time and talk to himself, technically, and, well, that'd create a paradox again. And I think there's like one more paradox / rule I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, let's talk about the rules of time traveling, such as the time cop rule, where if you go back in time and I guess, what is it, talk to someone or touch yourself in the past, you destroy the universe. Then, which is actually pretty bogus, because I don't think the universe would work like that. Otherwise, the universe would have been destroyed already if anyone time traveled. So, you know, heads up, don't go back in time and touch yourself. That still sounds wrong. And the Back to the Future rule, which is you slowly fade, which is bullcrap, because if his parents were going to get together in the first place, Hazen, even though he didn't really make it happen, and his father's own courage did it for him, then it really shouldn't, you know, matter. He really shouldn't have been disappearing. Also, he shouldn't have been disappearing. Actually, he should have disappeared immediately instead of fading if his parents weren't going to get together, because then, well, he wouldn't have existed. Well, I think that about does it. If I'm missing anything, post in the comments. I'm Rictor Rant, and hopefully this is going to become a nice long series. Semi-righteous! See you guys later. The next Rictor Rant will be, I don't know, I guess it'll be on religion. Not sure. Bye.